Norbert, or rather Norberta, a secret Hagrid once cherished in the shadows. Beneath the rough shell of the egg lay one of the rarest and most dangerous dragons, the Norwegian Ridgeback. This breed is famed throughout the wizarding world for its ferocity, spiny wings, and the ability to breathe fire just days after hatching. The egg came to Hagrid from a cloaked stranger in a pub, but the truth soon emerged. It was Professor Quirrell, acting under Voldemort's orders. In his small wooden hut, Hagrid carefully turned the egg over the fire, tending it like a father to a secret child. Then the fateful moment arrived. The shell cracked, and Norbert emerged with blazing eyes and sharp teeth, even lunging to bite Ron Weasley. But dragons are classified as Class A forbidden creatures by the Ministry of Magic. Owning one without a license is illegal and impossible to conceal for long. When the situation spiraled out of control, Hagrid reluctantly let go, sending Norbert to Romania to live with Charlie Weasley, a professional dragon handler. And then came a surprising revelation. Norbert was actually Norberta, a female dragon, a creature naturally larger, stronger, and even more notoriously fierce than any male counterpart. Aragog. In the still darkness of the Forbidden Forest, a colossal terror lurked. Aragog, the giant male Acromantula, intelligent almost to a human level, and capable of speech. Hagrid had raised Aragog from an egg, secretly keeping him within the walls of Hogwarts as a forbidden secret. But fate was merciless. When the Chamber of Secrets was opened, Aragog was falsely accused of being the legendary monster, and Hagrid was expelled. Thanks to Dumbledore's intervention, Hagrid was allowed to stay on as the keeper of the keys and grounds, while Aragog was released into the Forbidden Forest, where he grew and founded a colony of giant spiders with his mate, Mosag. Loyal to Hagrid, Aragog once warned that his offspring would not share his loyalty, a warning that proved true when Harry and Ron narrowly escaped death in the spider's lair. Aragog grew old, lived out his regal twilight years, and finally died in the Half-Blood Prince, leaving behind his precious venom for Professor Slughorn. Yet Aragog's true legacy went far beyond his venom. He was living proof of Hagrid's boundless love and lifelong devotion to caring for creatures the world called monsters, beings that only a brave heart could truly understand. In Hagrid's first Care of Magical Creatures class, a majestic creature appeared, Buckbeak, also known as Witherwings when temporarily hidden. A hippogriff, half noble eagle, half powerful horse, Buckbeak demanded absolute respect. Before approaching, one had to make eye contact and bow. A returned bow signaled it was safe. When Draco Malfoy insulted Buckbeak, its fury flared, injuring Draco and triggering a series of serious legal consequences. The Committee for the Disposal of Dangerous Creatures sentenced Buckbeak to death, but Harry and Hermione, using the Time Turner, saved Buckbeak and hid him at 12 Grimmauld Place, renaming him Witherwings to avoid detection. After Sirius Black's death, Buckbeak returned to Hagrid, bravely joining the Battle of the Astronomy Tower and the Battle of Hogwarts, proving unmatched loyalty and courage. Hidden in the deep shadows of Hogwarts, Fluffy, the enormous three-headed dog, guards the passage leading to the magical protections surrounding the Philosopher's Stone. Inspired by the mythological Cerberus, Fluffy is so ferocious that he's nearly uncontrollable unless one understands his unique nature. Any intruder who dares approach risks being crushed by his 3 massive jaws. Hagrid brought Fluffy from a Greek man he met in a pub, confirming the creature's mythological origin. Fluffy's thunderous barks echo through the corridors, creating an atmosphere both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Only music can lull him to sleep. A melody from a harp, flute, or any soothing instrument can make his 3 giant heads slowly close their eyes and drift into a heavy slumber. This detail was later exploited by Quirrell, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione also used it to retrieve the Philosopher's Stone without being discovered. After the mission, Dumbledore ordered that Fluffy be sent back to Greece, where the 3-headed dog returned to his mythic homeland. Since then, Fluffy has vanished from readers' sight, but his barks, his towering figure, and the fear he inspired remain etched in the imagination of anyone who's ever heard the story. He was not merely a colossal guardian, but a living testament to Hagrid's love and blind faith in magical creatures, beings the world deems dangerous. Yet to Hagrid, they are friends and family. In Hagrid's Care of Magical Creatures class, a strange and mystical being appears, the salamander, lizards that live within fire, drawing energy from the flames to survive. They seem to merge with the fire itself, their lifespan tied to the very blaze that sustains them. But once removed from the flames, a salamander can only live for up to 6 hours and must be fed chili peppers to maintain its vitality. The salamander isn't aggressive, yet its fiery nature demands delicate, careful handling and deep understanding. Even the slightest mistake could be dangerous. Its ashes hold a faint magical energy, while its blood is a rare and precious ingredient used in powerful potions. Though their appearance in class is brief, salamanders leave an unforgettable impression. Small creatures embodying extraordinary magic, sparking awe and curiosity among students. They stand as living proof of the wonder, elegance, and hidden danger within every magical creature Hagrid has ever cared for and loved. Hidden within Hagrid's Care of Magical Creatures class, the Blast-Ended Skrewts, dangerous hybrid creatures, are the bizarre result of crossbreeding a fire crab and a manticore, both already perilous in their own ways. This hybridization was not only unconventional but also illegal under wizarding law due to the creature's violent and unpredictable temperaments. Skrewts begin life as shell-less larvae, then rapidly grow into thick-skinned monsters with hard armor and the ability to shoot fire or explosive blasts from their tails, just as their name suggests. They are extremely aggressive, attacking both humans and each other, and many develop poisonous stingers or crab-like shells over time. Despite fear from students and staff alike, Hagrid insisted on keeping them as part of the curriculum, leading to numerous injuries. A fully grown Skrewt was even used as an obstacle in the third task of the Triwizard Tournament, posing a massive threat to the champions who dared to face it. In the dim shadows of the Forbidden Forest, eerie winged horses with skeletal bodies, the Thestrals, move silently, like ghosts drifting between the trees. Their faces bear dragon-like features, their black skin rough and leathery, and their strangest trait, they remain invisible to most people, except to those who have witnessed death and truly understand the weight of loss. Hagrid, who has known and cared for Thestrals for many years, treats them with deep respect. Though their appearance is frightening and often associated with death, Thestrals are gentle, intelligent creatures, capable of flying great distances tirelessly. They not only pulled the carriages to Hogwarts, but also became trusted allies when the members of Dumbledore's army used them to travel to the Ministry of Magic. For Hagrid, Thestrals are both tools and companions, proof of his unique ability to recognize, respect, and connect with the magical beings that others often fear. They stand as living symbols of the bond between humanity and magic, where life and death intertwine, creating unforgettable connections within the heart of the Forbidden Forest.
Well done, my friends. Rest now.
With their massive size and shimmering pale gold coats, Abraxans are among the most powerful winged horses in the wizarding world. They first appeared when Madame Maxime arrived at Hogwarts, in a gigantic flying carriage drawn by a team of Abraxans, immediately leaving a lasting impression with their strength and majestic presence. These creatures require a very specific diet, single malt whiskey, and demand meticulous care. During the Tri-Wizard tournament, Hagrid assisted Madame Maxime in tending to the Abraxans, feeding them, grooming their golden coats, and calming their fiery tempers. Though he didn't own them, Hagrid demonstrated remarkable skill in handling such massive, magically sensitive creatures. When properly cared for, Abraxans can serve as both majestic transportation and ceremonial companions. Yet their sheer power and volatile nature mean they always carry an undercurrent of danger,
Good job, my friends.
a
Fly
perfect reflection of the beauty and peril found in the magical world. Hidden deep within the forest, the unicorns, pure radiant creatures, gleam with snowy white coats, embodying both grace and majesty. Renowned for their breathtaking beauty and innate magical power, they are extremely elusive, living in seclusion within enchanted woods, including the Forbidden Forest near Hogwarts. Hagrid introduced unicorns to his fourth-year students in care of magical creatures, allowing them to approach young golden foals that would later turn silver as they matured. Naturally shy, unicorns tend to trust witches more than wizards, a point Hagrid emphasized during his lessons. Unicorn blood is said to grant extended life, though it carries a terrible curse for those who drink it. Their horns and tail hairs are used as essential materials in wand making and potion brewing. In the Philosopher's Stone, Voldemort's act of killing a unicorn is portrayed as an abomination, a crime against nature itself. Hidden in plain sight, yet full of mystery, Flobberworms are magical worms about 10 inches long, brown in color, moving as slowly as slugs, and entirely harmless. They are almost motionless, making them one of the safest magical creatures for students to handle. Hagrid introduced Flobberworms in his third year, Care of Magical Creatures class, in Prisoner of Azkaban, after receiving feedback about the dangers of creatures like hippogriffs and blast-ended skrewts. They feed on lettuce and can survive for long periods without much care. Though not particularly fascinating to most students, the mucus secreted by Flobberworms possesses mild magical properties, serving as a thickening agent in potion making. Their inclusion in the curriculum symbolizes caution and safety, while providing a foundational lesson in magical biology, an essential aspect of studying magical creatures. Small but dangerous, Bowtruckles are magical wooden creatures, usually about 6 inches tall, with long fingers and sharp claws, known for guarding wand trees such as ash or hornbeam. Thanks to their perfect camouflage, they are often mistaken for twigs or small leaves. Hagrid introduced Bowtruckles in Order of the Phoenix, emphasizing that they are normally gentle, but can become aggressive if their habitat is disturbed, or if someone tries to take wandwood without permission. Students were taught to approach them with offerings like woodlice to ensure safety. Bowtruckles are a testament to both intelligence and ecological importance within the magical world. While not as dangerous as Blast-Ended Skrewts or Fluffy, they require precision, respect, and understanding to handle, teaching students a vital lesson about the balance between humans and magical nature.
Oops, careful.
Small, mischievous, and constantly drawn to shiny things, Nifflers are magical burrowing creatures, famous for their long snouts and insatiable desire for gold, jewelry, and anything valuable. They resemble a cross between a mole and a platypus and originate from Britain. Hagrid introduced Nifflers in the Goblet of Fire during his Care of Magical Creatures class, where students competed to see who could collect the most buried treasure. They are not dangerous, but notoriously destructive. If released indoors, their constant digging can cause significant damage. Some witches and wizards use Nifflers to locate treasure or lost items, though their inability to distinguish ownership makes them unsuitable as pets. Hagrid warned students about their mischievous nature, while also admiring their cleverness and usefulness when properly handled. Hidden deep within the shadowy depths of the Forbidden Forest, the half-human, half-horse creatures known as Centaurs embody extraordinary wisdom and the mysterious power of the magical world. With the torso of a human and the strong, agile body of a horse, they possess both grace and strength. Centaurs are not only formidable warriors, but also brilliant astronomers and diviners, reading the stars and interpreting fate in their own ancient ways. They live in tightly knit communities, governed by honor, moral codes, and their own language, beyond the control or understanding of humans. Hagrid does not own centaurs, but as the keeper of the grounds and a guide to the Forbidden Forest, he interacts with them often. His relationship with them is one of mutual respect, yet occasional tension. He admires their intelligence, power, and independence. Centaurs remain wary of humans, especially those who meddle with the natural balance of the forest. They serve as a constant reminder of boundaries mankind should not cross. One centaur, Firenze, later became a divination professor at Hogwarts, straining relations between his herd and the school. Hagrid once dared to try raising a chimera, an extremely dangerous legendary creature classified as 5X by the Ministry of Magic, the highest level reserved for wizard-killing beasts. Originating from Greece, the chimera possesses a fierce lion's head, a sturdy goat's body, and a fire-breathing dragon tail, making anyone who approaches it proceed with caution. Its strength, fire-breathing ability, and volatile temperament render the chimera nearly impossible to tame. Breeding and keeping a chimera is strictly prohibited by the Ministry of Magic, and only the most daring witches or wizards would attempt it. Driven by his boundless passion for dangerous creatures, Hagrid crossed this line, but ultimately failed, serving as a clear reminder that even the greatest lovers of magical beasts have their limits.